Hmm. But yeah, around this point, it was kind of surprising that they let any of the voice actors reprise the roles.
How cute. That little girl must have dropped this. I think I'll hold on to it for her.
Of course, Revelations 2 came out, and one of the main things people were unhappy with about Revelations 2 in the lead up to the actual release was Alison Court was not reprising her role as Claire for the first time. So Ada fires faster than Leon. So this is the same area we explored with Sherry in Scenario A. And it's not that Ada fights zombies while Sherry fights dogs, it's that Scenario A faces dogs, Scenario B faces zombies, which makes this entire section easier if you do Leon A, Claire B. We do this again. Yeah, it was really just surprising that the voice actors reprised the roles. Now it's not overly surprising when they do. I mean, Roger Craig Smith played Chris from RE5 to his last appearance before 7, which would be not Damnation, Vendetta, I think. Hmm. And then he had a new voice in 7. Meanwhile, I have no idea who the voice of Chris was in Code Veronica or Remake. And generally, it's something we do tend to be quite used to just in video games in general, of characters having different voice actors, very regular. And it's something we're used to and we just kind of accept. It's not something we're happy with, it's something we kind of accept. The main time we tend to really complain about different voice actors is when somebody's voiced a character for a good number of games, numerous times. Nothing else down here, is there? No. Okay, cool. Um, like a good number of times, and then they're replaced for no reason. Like David Hayter with Snake, when he was replaced with Kiefer Sutherland in Metal Gear Solid 5 for no reason. Um, what else is a good example? There's the case of Roger Craig Smith again. He voiced Ezio Auditore da Firenze in Assassin's Creed, but then when the character reappeared in Assassin's Creed Chronicles, he wasn't voiced by
Leon,
Roger Craig
can you
Smith.
hear me?
And going with Roger Craig Smith
Ada,
again,
did you find
Roger
it?
Craig Smith is the current voice of Sonic the Hedgehog,
Right here.
who has had 3 voices in
Think fast. Here's one more.
games in English. While in Japanese, I think he's always been voiced by the same person, but that's just. I think
I
Japan
can't
tends to
reach
have
the
more respect
ventilation
for
duct.
voice actors
I'm
that
going to
way.
have to find another way around. I'll
Like
catch up with
Snake.
you later.
The excuse for replacing David Hayter as
Ada,
Snake
wait!
in Metal Gear Solid 5 was they wanted somebody who could convey an older Snake.
Got it.
And I think they said something about the motion capture as well, which. Meanwhile, in Japan, he was still voiced by the same person who had voiced him since Metal Gear Solid. And yeah, I know it's a different Snake, but that's not the point. Alright, let's dump this stuff. But yeah, Sonic has had 3 voice actors in games since Sonic Adventure. There's Ryan Drummond, who played Sonic in Adventure. Can I dump this? Yeah, I'll dump this and grab another green, and then get the shotgun out. Brian Drummond voiced Sonic from Sonic Adventure to Sonic Heroes, which was it's 3 main games, but the voice was probably used in side games where they recorded new lines for them, like Sonic Shuffle and Sonic Advance, the Sonic Advance games. And then, starting with Shadow the Hedgehog, the entire cast was thrown out and replaced with the cast who were doing Sonic X for 4Kids. The entire English cast of the game was replaced with the cast of Sonic X. There's a herb directly to my left as I leave that I'm not going to be getting because of the limited space we have, and I'm not backtracking to another box. Yeah, they replaced the entire cast with the Sonic X cast, which was good and bad. I mean, by Heroes, Ryan Drummond had gotten a lot better with Sonic. They kept replacing Tails because they kept having young boys, actual young boys voice Tails, rather than the usual thing they have with young male characters in voice acting, whether voiced by women. They kept having actual boys voice Tails, and then, you know, the boys grew up and the voice changed, so they couldn't have the boys reprise the role. Knuckles was voiced by the same person from Adventure to Heroes, that was Scott Dreer. Eggman was voiced by the same person from Adventure to Heroes, that was Dean Bristow. And there is a thing of... I hate it when they take 3 shots. Dean Bristow died before Shadow the Hedgehog came out, and there was... Well, I've got the space now. Damn it. You're not doing that again. There was a theory amongst Sonic fans that Dean Bristow's death might have been the reason why the cast was recast and everything. It's really not. Dean Bristow died after Sega of America made the decision to replace the entire cast. Okay, let's use this. And from Shadow the Hedgehog until Sonic Unleashed, they used the 4Kids cast, which was up and down. I think Shadow the Hedgehog, the voice acting wasn't particularly great. Okay, and in here we just have the submachine gun because we got the side pack. I'm not taking the submachine gun anyway. I wasn't planning to take a submachine gun anyway. Yeah. They got better at their roles, I'd say with one exception, really. Mike Pollock, who replaced Dean Bristow as Eggman, was fantastic from the beginning. And really just got better writing as he played the role more and more. But the cast got better by around Sonic and the Secret Rings or Sonic and the Black Knight. Jason Griffith, who was playing Sonic at that time, really got better at the role. His turn as Sonic in Sonic Unleashed, the last game he did, was really good. And then they replaced the cast again. Like, the entire cast. It wasn't just one person was let go, but the entire cast changed. With one exception. They tried to recast Eggman, and they couldn't find anybody who could do the role as well as Mike Pollock. So Mike Pollock is the only 4Kids voice actor, the only voice actor who started on Sonic here, Sonic X, that still does the Sonic voice. Mike Pollock has been playing Eggman ever since. But yeah, they dumped the entire voice cast again after Unleashed, and the next one after that was Colours, and that's when Roger Craig Smith started playing Sonic. Four. Five. Right, I'm gonna want to visit an item box though. Although I might not need to yet. We're gonna drop the 2 keys. No, we need to pick up some more. See, there's a red herb there combined with green, so that doesn't take up any extra space. The plug, the cog. The plug and the cog is 2 items. Yeah. No, we should be able to make it. Yeah, now Roger Craig Smith voices Sonic, and has done since Colours, and the most recent game he played him in War's Forces. And God, I did not enjoy Forces. I played through the game in one sitting. I had a lot of deaths in that game. Like, there was one particular level where I just kept dying because the controls are terrible in Forces, and the way the mechanics work don't work well. They've not been properly... Probably not the best way of putting it is they've not been properly play tested. And I still beat it in like 3 hours. 3 hours, 3.5 hours. And the story was crap. You know, we'll get to Sonic Forces one day. I can't pick it up because I don't have the room. There we go. I forgot I would actually have to have the room to combine this. Alright, let's go. But yeah, if you take one thing away from this ramble, don't buy Sonic Forces. So we gotta do this again, but at least there's no liquor in here this time. Two, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Falls out. Mr. X finally makes his reappearance. No, get the wheel, jeez. Let's just ignore him here. If this is your first time through, it's probably going to take you a while between the first appearance of Mr. X and then this appearance. So you may have completely forgotten that he's a thing in Scenario B. And then just bust back out. He'll bust out whether you actually take him down in the room or not. And my recommendation is to actually use the custom handgun. Because the custom handgun will fire handgun bullets fast enough that you can take him down before he gets to you. So what was that? 18 plus 9 is 27 shots. Seems like a lot, but we can spare the handgun ammo for it. And it saves the shotgun and the magnum ammo for something we might actually want to take down a lot better. Some more difficult enemies. And we did make it with the inventory we had, so I'm happy with that. And now we want to go upstairs. I need to get the crank. Have I forgotten anything? I don't think so. Excuse me. No, I know where... That's it. I'm thinking to myself, there's still 3 chess pieces to go, and it's like, no, I know where all of them are. We can grab them. So they're in the same places as the stone pieces for Claire. So there's one in the statue in the next room we need the 2 jewels for. We'll grab those out of the box. Then there's one in the library and one in the clock tower. And we can grab those both together. So we're still good. It's really one of the biggest problems I experience with the classic Resident Evil. What am I talking about? It's one of the issues I have playing RE2. I question myself on my route, and I don't really need to. Say that just in case. Because I know my route. My route takes me in the right directions. My route takes me in the right directions. I know where I'm going. The problem is when I start thinking about it and I'm like, oh, do I have what I want? It's like I start thinking about it now. It's like, oh, I have 1 chess piece. Where are the other 3? Shouldn't I have 2 by now? And it's like, no, I'm fine. I'm on my way to pick up the other 3 right now. It's just that in Leon B you get these... That's the same cutscene you see with Claire. In Leon B you get these later than you... you get these later than you do in Leon A. Okay. So this is actually a Leon B exclusive. Leon doesn't get to come down here in Leon A. Conversely, in Claire B, she gets to go into the cells. She doesn't get to go down there in Claire A. She can go in the parking lot, but the truck is blocking the way. And really, what the 2 areas exist for the B characters who don't go down here in A is basically just the crank. Like in this chest, there's the crank for Leon. In B, in Claire B, she finds the crank in the kennels near the manhole. Now this one could seem a little more worrying because he's right here. You can run past him and you'll probably take 1 hit. He also has less health here, probably because of the tighter quarters. Do we start getting Magnum off him here? Or is it shotgun again? It's Magnum, yes. Alright, let's go. And we didn't take a hit, so I'm okay with that. Okay, so Leon can't actually move the painting to find the 3 slots. Even if he could, like the 3 stones, 1 of them broken in 2, don't exist in Leon's campaign. It's like where we got the king plug in the statue is where 1/2 of the blue stone is for Claire. They replace each other in the alternate scenarios. Okay, let me see. Drop you off. Drop you. I can drop you now because I'm not going to need you. But I will grab the shotgun because I think there's a liquor upstairs. And I want the gold cog. Don't forget the gold cog. I almost forgot the gold cog. That would have been irritating. Crank to lower the stairs and then put the gold cog in the clock tower. There's a liquor here. Biggest problem with the liquor there is there's so much time you spend in the room before you can actually see it. And I don't want to waste the time by walking there, so I don't alert it. Okay, so now we finally go in the library, and what happens is you take a step forward, and then the shutters downstairs raise. And now zombies pour in the side. The good news is we actually never have to be back down there. Okay. And so we grab this piece now. And it's the same puzzle we did in Claire A. And the two on the left both have to move right. And that does it. What's this, the bishop plug? Yep. Okay. There's another plug in the tower, and though we do have a full inventory, we're actually going to use both the crank and the gold cog before we can get that. Before we get that plug. So we'll have one inventory space left after we're done. There isn't a liquor up here, okay, cool. So I mentioned it earlier, but one of the hardest things with Resident Evil 2 for me is keeping track of what enemies are going to appear where in which scenario. And thinking about it, I don't think a liquor appears there in either B scenario. Because Leon doesn't actually go back through that corridor anyway, back through that hallway anyway. Claire does, but Claire has to fight a different enemy on the way back. Okay. Opens up the side panel. And there's the plug. And one difference between Leon and Claire's playthrough is Leon will just jump straight down this thing. And it takes us to right outside the cells.